Okay, so the first question is, what did you learn about yourself during this project, and what did you learn about the process of self-teaching? So I learned a lot about myself. I learned that if I really put my mind to something, I can do it. Also, I learned, especially with guitar, that it's relatively easy to be self-taught if you're motivated. It does Guitar is not easy. I'm not saying that. It's definitely hard, especially because it's something new. So when you're learning the fingerings, that's something that's relatively difficult. And for someone that my instrument is my voice, I don't really have to use my fingers to make music ever, unless piano class. But besides that, um, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I can make music with my fingers. That's pretty decent. I really enjoyed this style of music. The song that I got to do, because it's something different that I don't normally get to do in any of my lessons. Because we sing traditional classical Western music. So it was really fun to just step back and teach myself something that I actually wanted to learn. I think the most challenging part of this PBL, going on to the next question, would have to be the fingerings. I had a really hard time transitioning between chords. I could have practiced more, but also another challenging thing was finding time to practice when I have to practice for my voice, practice for oral skills, practice piano, all that kinds of stuff. So it was really challenging finding the time to actually do something that I enjoy, which was playing the guitar. I thought it was really fun, and it was different, and it was a great way to make music. The next question is about the guitars. So why do I think the guitar is so popular? I think it's so popular because it's it's used in almost every kind of popular music today. And I think it's something that can be very simple if you want it to be very simple. That list of songs that you sent us on Canvas was they are some of the most popular songs, I think, in America / in the world, maybe. And they're relatively simple to learn on guitar, and they you can make them as complex or as difficult as you personally want them to be. So I think that's why guitar is so popular, because you can make it as simple or as complex as you want it to be. Why do I think students who participate in school music might also learn to play guitar or other instruments outside of school? I think it goes back to the simplicity aspect. Also, it's not as traditional. There's a lot more freedom, and you can do what you want to do when you play the guitar in a non school setting. Why do I think some students play guitar but don't participate in school music? Because, personally, I think it's because school music is so traditional and so structured, and with guitar you can take your own pace. You can learn at the speed that you want to learn, and I think when you learn at the pace that you want to learn, it makes it a lot easier to learn because you can take more time to do something, whereas in a school setting you might feel rushed or pressured to learn the music. So for the last question, what might music educators consider when designing music classes or a music program? I think a lot of it has to do, something big that teachers should consider is pacing, because I liked for guitar that I could learn on my own time, and I still had a lot of fun with it because I wasn't feeling like super pressured or super rushed to like get something done. Like I had several weeks where I could just sit and like learn the chords and like really solidify them, and I think that was something that made me like guitar so much, was the pacing aspect of it. Also, I could learn songs that I wanted to learn. So I think teachers should really consider um, like new styles of music as well, like um, because not everybody wants to learn Western music all the time. Like I don't. I loved singing "Lucky" by Jason Mraz for a school project at this conservatory school that I go to. Like, um, people like teachers should really consider the interests of their students and like the music that they're interested in, because if we only focus on what we've always done, like Western music or traditional classical music, we're like slowly losing the interest of a lot of people, because yes, Western music is like the basis for like our societal musical standards, I guess, but um, society is changing, and like we really only study classical music in a conservatory style school or like in a music school. Outside of this though, like none of my friends that aren't in Jacobs or like my parents, like nobody listens to classical music. Like it's literally only for study purposes, I feel like, and like conservatory performance practices. So I just feel like teachers really should stop to consider um, the musical the different musical genres and like styles that their students are interested in, because I think that will go a long way in like keeping students in music and keeping students interested in music.